Because I only have 2 There Are Other Ways, which again I deeply appreciate because again it's probably my least favorite song in this saga, just does not do it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and I do have Anie Flama, so it's great. We can come right from their done for right into There Are Other Ways, because I don't know your pronouns, Anie Flama, so I'm so sorry if I just accidentally misgendered you. I didn't mean to. And then into Gigi, and I do remember what Gigi's Circe looked like because I really liked their Circe design. So that will actually be this will be interesting. All right. I will say Anie Flama's, again, thumbnail, very suggestive, as of course we remember we ended with Circe just going, the ladies are out, which I thought was a great image. Absolutely, why not? Now what's actually interesting, if you look at a lot of Bronze Age imagery and you see the fashions that women wore, oftentimes the ladies were just out. That was just sort of part of the style. Now I understand if you're putting this on YouTube, the likelihood of you getting away with that, not high. So you have to find ways around it, which is totally fine. It's also why I have not been as like, why aren't the women in period accurate clothing? Well, considering most of the period accuracy involves them having the ladies out on full display, it would be a nightmare for these animators to try and get that through YouTube's rules, I can imagine. So there's that. But all right, Anie Flama, let's see your There Are Other Ways.
I'm not sure I follow.
Leaving right off, and she's like, oh! Anie Flama said, fuck your censorship. I love that she's just straight up bare-chested. Anie Flama! Also the musculature on her arms, nice. With the height difference, and because of the way she's moving around him, she feels very in control. Nice nod to the fireplace. So we saw the fireplace earlier in Done For, and I can't remember if I know it was only a few minutes ago and I literally can't remember if I mentioned it. I saw the fireplace. I like that that was put in there so we can reference it now. Again, I love when you proper thought going into everything as a whole so you can reference it later. It's a nice shot. I would almost imagine, oh, I almost wish we'd gotten like a nice good shot of his eye real close up and seen the flames dancing in it. Ooh, that could have been fun. But here we go. She's getting his cloak off, so it's almost like she's trying to, I mean, she's sort of trying to undress him. This is all about seduction, and he's walking away. Ooh, and the color is gone. I also want to say I love everybody's very strong nose. Ooh, look at the sketchiness. Similar to how... Oh, reversing the line work. He's almost like I almost read this, okay, so I can't say for certain because obviously the only other work I've seen by Anie Flama was obviously right before Done For and then The Ruthlessness. But a lot of them, when they reverse their line work like this, to have the black background, to then have the white or lighter gray line work, were very much in someone's head. I would almost want to imagine Odysseus is almost like retreating inward, dissociating out, like, no panic, which is interesting. And again, the fact that very much Circe has the power in this situation, like in that she is more powerful than him. Now, I guess this does mean I need to address some things. I can't remember if I addressed this in my original Circe Saga videos, because again, I was concussed, so I truly don't remember anything I said in those. I know we talked about it in Odyssey Book Club, because we've gone through the book where we meet Circe, which is book 10, the Bewitching Queen of Aea. What happens here, let me make this very clear, is not SA. And it's not necessarily a power dynamic issue. The reason I say this is because of the conversation we have with Hermes involving getting the Molly. So he basically says, you know, you need to take this this plant, take the Molly so that you can go in and her magic will not work against you. Essentially, the major part of the power dynamic, which is her magic, is nullified. So you guys are on slightly more equal footing. And so you're going to bum rush her basically. Again, you're going to bum rush her and just get her to realize, hey, this is a Xenia violation, put it right. And she likely will, but she will then offer herself to you. And this is another ploy. So what you do is you get her to swear no harm is going to come to you or your men. Basically, if you want to get the swearing by the river Styx, which was the most binding oath a god could give, major or minor, like an Olympian or a minor god. And that's because there were consequences to gods if they broke those oaths. That's why they tended not to break that oath. why when you asked for it, it was a big deal. You were really getting them to sign a promise here. And after that, then you can take her to bed. If you want, basically, if you want to bang that, go ahead, but like get that oath in place, but it is essentially still your choice at that point because you've gotten the oath in place. You can say no and there's nothing she can do because she's not going to risk violating that oath. Because the thing is, get the oath beforehand because we've already proven she's violated Xenia before. So even if she's saying, oh no, you're right, you're totally right, I'm so sorry, we can put this back, and her seducing him as she is unmarried, she is the woman of the house, she's perfectly in her rights to offer that to him. That's still kind of part of proper Xenia in this regard, and so it's fine, but you know, she's already violated it. So get that promise in line if you want to tap that. You can tap that, you can not tap that, but if you're gonna, like, before all the blood starts rushing from your head, get that promise from her. So I did want to make that clear because there's been a lot of discussion about that I've seen, and given especially the way that Anie Flama is playing it here, and again, as I'm reading it, like he's sort of retreating into himself and he's panicking, can make it seem like he's extremely, you know, unwilling and this is being forced upon him. Again, he does sleep with Circe in the Odyssey. It's not considered cheating as he's not in his marriage bed. She's not married, so she's not cheating either. So nobody would blink an eye at that. Nobody would consider it him breaking his marriage vows in any way. And also, he does so as a willing participant with nothing hanging over his head. He can say no if he wants to. He chooses to do it. He wants to do it. And the reason we know that is because of the way you contrast that with Calypso and what happens there. It is made very clear he is unwilling. He doesn't want to. That this is, you know, an unfair power dynamic in that there is SA involved. Versus with Circe, that's not on the table. So, you know, circumstances, as people like to yell at me about semantics and everything else, but like this comes very much into play in the original myth.
So much power, but there's no puppet.
Oh my god.
I can't.
Oh, and she was gonna kill him. See? That's why Hermes said get that promise from her. You still can't trust her unless you get that oath from her. Because she won't break a binding, like, swear by the river Styx oath, right? Woo! Anie Flama. You straight up going for it. I really like it. I love we're emphasizing the danger of her.
She's my everything, my
Big shiny eyes, I see you.
she's all my power.
Penelope at the loom. Oh, look at her. Now, that clothing we saw Penelope in, while definitely an ancient style, it looks like it's closer to a kind of more classical style, maybe even closer in some ways to a more Roman style. So again, Bronze Age, completely different style, but I love we see her at the loom because that's so important. He's tearing up.
Since I have seen my wife, and now the god of time
She's still not buying it.
and my
Ooh.
life. So I beg you,
Why'd you have to do the creepy horse eyes
just
though?
mercy and let
Oh,
us
she's thinking about it.
Poseidon, eh? There might be a way to evade him. There might be a way to
Oh,
get
putting her clothes back on. Okay.
Though this other way's very dangerous.
It's true.
It might be your one final hope. I know
It's dangerous in a different way, though.
Prophet. Problem is this prophet is dead. I can't
Woo!
get you home, but I'll get you to
Now
the
blue, interesting color.
underworld instead.
Again, the undulating of her hair is so nice. I know I talked a lot about Eris from the Sinbad movie, which is like truly the best part of that movie. It's an okay movie, but like the Eris in animation is spectacular. It's giving me those vibes. I like it.
I'll get you to the underworld instead.
Ooh, those eyes.
Wait, you're helping us?
Diamond
There are
shape.
many ways of persuasion. There are many modes of control.
Tying up her hair. Okay.
Showing one act of kindness leads to kinder souls down the road. I remember actions of passion. I have been in love once before. Maybe one day the world will need a
You gotta put the pig down.
Oh,
it's so cute though.
the world will need a
so cute. Look at the colors. Anie Flama. The way you work with animal anatomy. And changing them back. Oh, that's so cool. I like that so much. Again, Anie Flama, you plus animals is a bit... Check yeses. Many good things going on here. Again, I'm very like, this is my least favorite song in the entirety of the saga. By a long shot, I like never re-listened to it. The animation here was really well done. There was a lot of cool stuff going on in there. And the Anie Flama points for like, you said innuendo? We don't know her. She doesn't go here. We're straight up doing it. And I'm just like, I go on this whole spiel about how you have to be careful, especially when it's like, there she is going tits out. And you're just like, yeah, it's funny, man. You went on that whole spiel. I'm going to show her bare-chested the whole time. Nice. All right, last song, last animatic of the Circe saga, we have Gigi. We have Gigi's, there are other ways. And the opening shot just says, warning, some spicy connotations. No kidding, Gigi. Let's see these spicy connotations. I'm very curious. And what 360 spin shot are you gonna give me this time?
There are other ways of persuasion. There are other modes of control.
I do like their Circe
There are
design.
other means of deceit.
I love how she's smiling the whole way through this. Like, I'm not worried.
There are other actions of passion. You have so much left to learn.
Throwing the hair all the way down. My goodness, that's a lot of hair.
Show me that you're willing to
Love all the frames zooming in on the mouth.
Who's to say with the mistakes I've made
There it is.
that they will be the last mistakes I ever made?
Don't break when there is so much power.
So much
I love we're
power,
still getting the glow of these lights she's conjured up here. Right on the bed. Where did this bed come from? I don't even care.
just on
There is no line. Never
And again,
so
and again we have another one who looks like she's gonna kill him anyway. Because that is the, again. This is where I have to say it's like, we get into all my very conflicting feelings about the portrayal of Circe, frankly, the portrayal of the female goddesses in general, but Circe, and especially how we're then gonna do Calypso later, is I think in this way we're... If you don't have him extracting the promise, is there an implication that this is what was going to happen? That she might kill him? Yes. The whole thing of him being unwilling, though, is not a part of it. And that's where I have deep issues with this portrayal, especially contrasting and thinking about how it's done later with Calypso, which is the one moment of canonical essay in the Odyssey, and Homer makes it so clear and explicit. Not only as you see that in translations, but in the Greek. The way that it's written in the Greek makes it even more clear she is forcing him. And so it's just like, it just makes me... that might add into part of why I don't like this song, even though even back when I first listened to this and I had not heard any of the Calypso songs yet, this melody just doesn't do it for it. It's just not my favorite song. It really does bother me, I think, in terms of the portrayal of Circe and just the whole portrayal of their dynamic that's going on here and the way that it's playing out, because you don't want him to sleep with other people. And again, I understand that. That's, because modern sensibilities are not going to be like, well, he's not monogamous if he's cheating, he's sleeping. Whereas versus in ancient times, when he's doing it, he's not cheating. It's whatever. So I get that. And again, Gigi, this is not your fault. You're pretty much just going through what you're hearing in the music, and this is present in the music and in the text and the way it's being played. So again, this is not a knock at Gigi. And the idea that this is a ploy is obviously implied by Hermes, essentially because of the Xenia violation that we have of what went on with turning the men into pigs, etc., etc. Because there's a lot of nuance that has been lost, like, in the way that Jorge has adapted this, it just makes me feel kind of icky about stuff, about, like, this choice of, like, Circe is forcing herself on him. Like, that's... Sorry, I'm word vomiting, word salading, and brain fuzzing. I don't really have words, I think, to express what I'm trying to say. but it's like the animatics are emphasizing essentially what's already there in the text, you know? Both Anie Flama's and Gigi's, which again, they're beautiful pieces of art. They're just emphasizing stuff in the song that already makes me just go, you know?
Much power, but there's no perfect healing.
Ooh!
I can't.
He's almost into it for a second. I like the expression of Circe in the back, like, what the fuck?
Back home, my wife awaits for me. She's my everything, my Penelope, and she's all my
Ugh, Penelope is so pretty.
all my power. But it's been 12 long years, oh, 12 long years since I have seen my
She's sitting there
wife.
like, okay, buddy, I'm not a therapist.
Is out to end my life. So
I like
beg
the
you, Circe,
poses, though.
grant us mercy and let us puppets
I see the little lion, I think. Ooh, really zooming in on the eyes there. I like it. Nice. I like that he just kind of like flops. Again, I like a lot of the posture work going on there. If we really wanted to have fun, Gigi could have put him in the pose of a suppliant. And that would make it seem like there's now a moral, almost imperative on Circe. So for those who don't know, when you're taking the pose of a suppliant, it was a very kind of ritualized, stylized motion you would do. Yes, you would be down on your knees, you'd be reaching up to this person, but you would kind of like clasp them around the waist. It was like truly begging in that way. Now, that would then create an almost unspoken social contract in which there's kind of a moral imperative upon the person receiving this supplication to help you. Now, if you added that into this animatic, even if people didn't necessarily get it, it would sort of make her turnaround all the more, I think, interesting. For me, maybe a little more palatable, because she'd be like, shit, I kind of have to help him, but also, okay, yeah, like this change around. Although I do like, again, the expressions we're doing here, getting real nice and tight on her eyes. She's like, wow, this went a direction I wasn't anticipating, and now we just have sort of, we don't see her eyes, we have her face down. We're in a sort of medium shot there. And she's sort of looking down like, huh. Like, you can tell she's thinking. Again, great gesture work, great posture and pose work.
Poseidon, eh?
I love the knife disappearing. Also, I like all the little lions that are everywhere. I'm assuming that's what those are meant to be. Hello, cauldron. She does have a cauldron of sorts. Features in the story of the Argonauts. Look at her. Ooh. Love the color change. Tiresias. Ooh, what a Tiresias design. I love this. Again, the color palette change is so nice.
There are many ways of persuasion.
Opening the door. Very nice, moving through space. They're all like, what?
Leads to kinder souls down the road.
I love her giving them the nod, like, nah, he's okay.
I have been in love once before.
Although we have magically tied her hair back again, somehow, but whatever. Oh, the pigs. That's true. You changed my dude with the beard and the eye scar. Give me him back. Oh, I love the gold. There's my dude! With the beard and the eye scar. My random crew member I love. I love how that's done. Aww. Very well done. I really like the back third of that a lot. Ooh. That might be some of my favorite of kind of the back third of it. Again, just sort of moving through the space. I like that a lot. Again, these two animatics for a song that is very far and away my least favorite of the saga, one that I just actively do not re-listen to because it just does not do it for me. I also, as you know, given I really did like Gigi's Circe design, I'm glad we included Gigi just right at the end so I could get more of her Circe. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. And that is the end of the Circe saga. Next, I've got the Underworld. I don't know how many videos that's going to be. How many videos do I have for the Underworld? I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like I have something like 9 or so animatics. So it's probably gonna have to be split into 2 videos. I just don't know where I'm gonna do the split. Anyway, so next up will be the underworld. I'm very curious to see how we do that. What's the color palette gonna be? I remember, again, if we keep with the idea that people like to use the color palettes that are akin to the album artwork, it was kind of a grayish green, if I recall, so I'm expecting to probably see some greens. Like, I assume not a lot of saturation. If I had to guess, some greenish, gray-y greens, gray-y blues kind of thing. Very curious to see people's underworlds. Definitely plenty of moments there that are up for some wild takes, I'm sure. But that was a good time. Honestly, I really enjoyed the Puppeteers. I really enjoyed the Wouldn't You Likes. The Done Fors were very interesting. And again, Wouldn't You Likes, those were all, not Wouldn't You Likes. Why do I keep, And the There Are Other Ways were also very interesting. I mean, for me, the highlights, I think, were really the Puppeteers and the Wouldn't You Likes, but I think it's because they're 2 songs that I really like. And again, Done For, I do really like, and I liked seeing all the different interpretations of it. And again, yeah, with these 2, There Are Other Ways. Very interesting stuff. I like that both of them have the idea that this is a ploy by Circe. Again, that's highly implied by Hermes. Part of why he says, get yourself that deal in place if you really do want to tap that. It's like he's looking at him like, yeah, I know you're gonna want to. I'm not dumb, so because I'm a god here. So like, look, just before all the blood leaves your head, get that promise in line and then tap that all you want, I guess. Like, the gods know what's up. Especially, again, man-sleuths everywhere in Greek myth. Who's shocked? But yes, next we're going down to the underworld.